President Trump jokes with Vladimir Putin about meddling in the election as the Democrats make their case for 2020 in a heated debate overnight. Breaking news, Putin and the president face-to-face for the first time since the release of the Mueller report detailing Russia's interference in the 2016 election. Now President Trump asked if he will confront Putin about 2020. The reaction right now.
This as Democrats take on President Trump and each other overnight. The bullseye on Joe Biden. Kamala Harris with a big night confronting the frontrunner over race.
It was hurtful.
It's a mischaracterization of my position across the board. I did not praise racist. That is not true.
Healthcare and the crisis at the border taking center stage. Who stood out from the pack? Our political team breaking it all down.
Heat wave. The hottest temperatures of the year stretch from the Midwest to the Northeast right now, where it will feel like more than 100 degrees.
Deadly shark attack. The father of that college student killed snorkeling in the Bahamas, now speaking out how her mother tried to save her life.
New hope for baby India. The newborn found abandoned in the woods, now thriving. What we are learning exclusively from those caring for her right now.
And ready for a fight. Team USA facing its toughest World Cup test yet, battling host nation France during a blistering heat wave. The do-or-die game about to get underway.
Live in Times Square, this is Good Morning America.
And Good Morning America, we have a lot going on this Friday morning. Great to be here with Amy and Janae. Big game today.
That's right. I am so excited. This is going to be appointment television. Team USA back in action, facing their toughest opponent yet. It happens this afternoon in France.
Everyone will be tuning in, but it's not just France they're worried about, also the weather. It's going to be brutally hot. We'll have a lot more on that coming up.
Hot here in the Northeast. It was hot on the debate stage last night. 10 Democrats all faced off, vying for the chance to take on President Trump. He's in Osaka, Japan this morning, where he met with Russian President Vladimir Putin for the first time since the release of the Mueller report. That report's top conclusion: the Russian government interfered in the 2016 presidential election in sweeping and systematic fashion. Our chief White House correspondent John Carl traveling with the president. John, that stark conclusion aside, the president appeared to be making light of that Russian meddling this morning.
George, this was a really strange moment. The president, sitting right next to Vladimir Putin, did seem to be joking as he told the Russian president not to interfere with the presidential election. The president's first meeting with Vladimir Putin since the release of the Mueller report started with diplomatic pleasantries. The president calling it an honor to meet with the Russian president.
A lot of very positive things going to come out of the relationship. So, Vladimir, thank you very much.
Then a question from an American reporter. Playing to the cameras, the president then directly addressed Putin. The president smiled, and so did Putin. The Mueller report documented Russia's extensive efforts to interfere with the 2016 election. And the president's national security team has warned Russia is likely to try it again.
The Russians are focused on sowing divisiveness and discord in this country and pitting us against each other. And that part, I think, we see alive and well.
After the reporters left the room, the president met privately with Putin for about 45 minutes. Earlier, as he left Washington for Japan, the president made it clear we may never know exactly what they talked about.
I'll have a very good conversation with him. What I say to him is none of your business.
While the president was all smiles when he addressed Vladimir Putin, the message from his administration has been differently. Just last month, Secretary of State Pompeo issued a stern warning to his counterpart, saying that if Russia meddled in the 2020 elections, quote, it would put our relationship in an even worse place than it has been. George?
Yeah, there's often seemed to be a gap between the president and his own administration, at least on this issue. Okay, John, thanks very much. Amy?
All right, George, more now on last night's Democratic debate. 10 more candidates taking the stage, going head-to-head on health care, the economy, and immigration, and targeting frontrunner Joe Biden. ABC's Mary Bruce has the breakout moments from Miami. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, Amy. Well, there is no question this was a fiery debate as the early frontrunner Joe Biden went into the night with a target on his back, and he was forced to defend his record over and over again. But it was Senator Kamala Harris who dominated the night and has had its most defining moments. In his first words, Joe Biden tried to make it a night about the president.
Donald Trump thinks Wall Street built America. Ordinary middle-class Americans built America.
But for Biden's Democratic rivals, it was a night to take on the early frontrunner.
Time to pass the torch.
The former VP put on the defensive.
I'm still holding on to that torch.
A shouting match erupting on stage.
It's part of Joe's generation.
And then Senator Kamala Harris stepped in.
America does not want to witness a food fight. They want to know how we're going to put food on their table.
It was clear the former California Attorney General came ready to play. In the most dramatic moment of the night, she called out Biden's record on race, taking him to task for touting his ability to get things done, even with segregationist senators.
I do not believe you are a racist. And I agree with you when you commit yourself to the importance of finding common ground. But I also believe, and it's personal, and I was actually it was hurtful to hear you talk about the reputations of two United States senators who built their reputations and career on the segregation of race in this country.
Mischaracterization of my position across the board. I did not praise racist. That is not true.
Piling on, she took on Biden's opposition in the 70s to federally ordered busing in order to integrate public schools. And she made it personal.
And, you know, there was a little girl in California who was part of the second class to integrate her public schools. And she was bused to school every day. And that little girl was me.
Moments later, her campaign tweeting out this photo of a young Harris. Biden forced to clarify.
Vice President Biden, do you agree today that you were wrong to oppose busing in America then?
No,
do you agree?
I did not oppose busing in America. What I opposed is busing ordered by the Department of Education. That's what I opposed. Your city council made that decision. It was a local decision.
Rattling off his accomplishments advocating for civil rights before stepping back as the clock ran down.
I'm the guy that extended the Voting Rights Act for 25 years. We got to the place where we got 98 out of 98 votes in the United States Senate doing it. I've also argued very strongly that we, in fact, deal with the notion of denying people access to the ballot box. I agree that everybody, once they, in fact, they should. Anyway, my time's up. I'm sorry.
On the topic of race, South Bend Mayor Pete Buttigieg with a blunt admission when pressed about why his hometown police force isn't more diverse.
Because I couldn't get it done.
The mayor's campaign recently sidelined by a deadly officer shooting that has sparked outrage in his town's black community.
He didn't have his body camera on. It's a mess. And we're hurting.
But it was this moment from the mayor taking on Republicans over the crisis at the border and invoking religion in the process that took off online.
And for a party that associates itself with Christianity, to say that it is okay to suggest that God would smile on the division of families at the hands of federal agents, that God would condone putting children in cages, has lost all claim to ever use religious language again.
On immigration, a united front against the president.
On day one, we take out our executive order pen and we rescind every damn thing on this issue that Trump has done.
Now, Amy, Biden took hits last night from every direction, facing tough questions not only on his record on race, but also on immigration and health care, even on reaching across the aisle. At one point, he was blasted by fellow moderate Senator Michael Bennet for working with Mitch McConnell and Republicans. Amy, Joe Biden has been arguing that his record is an asset, but last night it was also a liability.
Yeah, he certainly had a target on his back. Mary, thanks so much. And the debate trending big online overnight. Let's take a look at the breakout moments and who topped the night. Before the debate, Bernie Sanders was the most searched candidate on Google. All that blue you're seeing there. After the debate, Harris was #1. You see all that yellow covering 37 states. And then take a look at this, a huge surge of tweets about busing when Harris confronted Joe Biden about his stance on the use of buses to end school segregation in the 1970s. That was also one of the top 3 most tweeted about moments of the entire night. #2, when the candidates shared the first thing they would do as president. And then #3, once again, belonging to Harris, when she broke up a shouting match with that line, America does not want to witness a food fight. They want to know how we're going to put food on their table.
That is the debate on social media. One of the things we're going to see is how does it affect the voters who are watching at home. Also want to get some more analysis now from Mary and John. And Mary, let me begin with you. Clearly, Kamala Harris had a big night last night, showed command on that stage, that encounter with Joe Biden, the biggest takeaway of the night for most people. How are the campaigns dealing with it behind the scenes?
Well, George, Kamala Harris's campaign this morning is certainly riding high. She didn't just have one breakout moment, she had several. And they're quick to point out that they are now seeing the results of that. She's had some of the highest fundraising numbers overnight that she's seen so far in her campaign. But, George, this is also just one night, and there are still 11 more debates to come. And that is something that Joe Biden's campaign is quick to point out. Look, they're doing a little bit of cleanup this morning. They say they knew these attacks were going to come. They knew that Joe Biden was going to be the center of a lot of the attention last night. And they say it was his strategy to simply speak directly to the American people. But there's no question the vice president had a rough night, George.
No question about that. And meantime, John, the president, true to form, even though he's overseas, tweeting about the debate overnight. And the Republicans really do see an opportunity over the both nights of debates on health care. And last night, that moment on immigration where all the Democrats said they were for giving health care to undocumented immigrants.
All 10 on the stage raised their hand for that, George, providing health coverage to undocumented immigrants. That goes further than Barack Obama went because there was no health care coverage for undocumented immigrants under Obamacare. Another one was the idea of eliminating private insurance, endorsed by several of the candidates. There are well over 100 million Americans who have private health insurance, many of whom like that coverage. That will be something that Republicans will seek to exploit.
Battle lines are drawn. John Carl, Mary Bruce, thanks very much. And all of you at home can go to our website, abcnews.com, to learn more about all the candidates in the race for the Democratic nomination. Janae?
And from the big moments last night, now to that heat wave hitting millions around the country. Temperatures topping 90 degrees from the Midwest to the Northeast. And Ginger, we're glad it's summer, but that heat is serious and it can be dangerous.
I mean, already this week, Janae, we've seen 3 children die in cars from hot car deaths. We had 52 last year, and that's the type of thing and prolonged exposure that we're worried about. So going into this weekend, the beach, a great place to be. This is Ocean Beach, New Jersey, where you can get a little bit of that cooler water and cool yourself down. But we're talking about now Philadelphia reaching potentially today its third 90 plus in a row. That would make it an official heat wave. Why is this such a big deal? We're late. We're about a month late in a lot of places, including Kansas City. The jet stream's been hanging a little farther south than it usually does. It's been wetter and cooler, and so these numbers are a big deal. New York City 90s through the Sunday there. Minneapolis 95 by Sunday. Kansas City going to 92 and 91 even after the 93 today. George, a big deal because all of that flooding too, the evapotranspiration is what we call it, has you very humid right in the middle. Look at that Saturday's numbers, George.
They have had a rough few months there. Okay, Ginger, thanks very much. Now there are new developments in the search for that missing University of Utah student. Police have identified a person of interest in the disappearance as they search for a specific item that could be a key clue. ABC's Clayton Sandell has the latest.
This morning, detectives are examining items taken as part of a search warrant at a home owned by a 31-year-old Salt Lake City man.
No arrests have been made. However, the owner of the residence where we served the warrant last night is a person of interest.
23-year-old college student Mackenzie Lewick was last seen June 17th. Police say she took a ride share from the airport, meeting someone at 3 a.m. in this park, just 5 miles from where investigators were seen removing items, including ammunition. They also want to know what happened to a mattress set they say someone living in this house recently gave away for free.
We ask those who took those mattresses or box springs to please contact the Salt Lake City Police Department.
Investigators are now scouring for clues while her worried friends and family, including her dad, wait for news.
And I can tell you, I can feel the heartache and the pain and the suffering in his voice as we spoke.
ABC News is not naming this person of interest because he has not been charged with a crime. Still, lots of questions, Amy.
There certainly are. Clayton Sandell, thank you so much. Now to some breaking news. Overnight in North Carolina, a small plane crashing into a home, killing both the pilot and someone inside that house. Another person there also seriously injured. Investigators from the NTSB and FAA are expected to arrive there soon. Right now, the cause of the crash is not known. And there are new details about that deadly plane crash in Russia caught on camera. Take a look. A passenger on that plane recording the moment the plane slid off the runway, crashed, and then burst into flames. 2 crew members were killed. Nearly 24 on board were also injured. And ABC's David Curley has the latest.
This was an emergency landing that quickly went bad. The twin-engine plane veering right off the runway onto the grass, not slowing down. Passengers heard screaming before slamming into a building. The cockpit crushed. 2 crew members were killed. The fire engulfing the AN-24. 22 of those on board were injured, 7 of them taken to the hospital. The cell phone video shows the plane running right off the runway and the pilots unable to slow the aircraft. Investigators say the plane, a stalwart of the Russian commercial fleet, suffered an engine problem leading to the emergency landing and leaving the pilots without the ability to control the aircraft. This is the second high-profile crash in Russia in the past 2 months. It was early May that a Russian jetliner crashed on a Moscow runway, killing 41, including an American.
Now, in yesterday's crash, the Russian airline says that the co-pilot actually survived and was not injured. He could provide some very important clues as to what actually happened with that crash. Guys, back to you.
All right, David Curley, thanks so much.
All right, well, now to the Women's World Cup. So much fun today. The Team USA is gearing up for their toughest match yet and some really tough heat. They will face off against France at 9 p.m. local time, and it's expected to be sweltering, as hot as 87 degrees and humid. ABC's Adrian Bankert is there. Adrian, good morning.
Good morning to you too, Janae. Yeah, those temperatures are starting to go up right now here in Paris, France. Yeah, we found the heat. We also found some Team USA fam right behind me. We're excited about that. And they're excited too about the quarterfinal tonight. The other big soccer headline besides the heat has been the volley between team co-captain Megan Rapinoe and President Trump.
I stand by the comments that I made about not wanting to go to the White House.
This morning, Team USA's co-captain Megan Rapinoe isn't backing down.
I'm not going to the White House.
At a news conference, Rapinoe is now urging other soccer players to skip any event hosted by President Trump should the U.S. win the World Cup.
I would encourage my teammates to think hard about lending that platform or having that co-opted by an administration that doesn't feel the same way and doesn't fight for the same things that we fight for.
The team is gearing up to play in a true heat wave. Temperatures are expected to be around 86 degrees and humid ahead of today's matchup against France. Team USA staff tells us they train to beat this kind of heat. On game day, it's all about the fundamentals.
What kinds of things as a performance coach would you tell them to do to make sure they're not dehydrated?
Specifically in this environment, we're obviously making sure that we can cool them quick enough.
Hot weather can limit the body's ability to sweat. Dehydration is also a concern. The body can lose up to half a gallon of fluid during a game in hot weather. Still, performance coaches behind the U.S. women say they're ready for anything.
Do you think that USA has an advantage over other teams?
They travel city to city. They travel to altitude in Utah, heat and humidity in Orlando. So they are used to those environmental factors.
All right, guys. Well, I got to let you know that besides the concern about players on the field and the heat there, they say they're more concerned about fans in the stands. I mean, these folks, like the ones behind me, they're going to be hanging out for hours, many of whom are going to be celebrating in this hot, hot sun. So make sure to stay dehydrated no matter where you're watching the game, and make sure to keep cheering, right, guys?
USA! USA! So fun. So many people traveled for that game. We could see them there behind Adrian, and obviously lots of people here at home will be watching.
I'll be on my couch. It'll be great.
Everybody there. Bring the water bottles. We have a lot more coming up. We're going to hear from the father of that 21-year-old college student killed in that shark attack in the Bahamas. He's revealing new details.
And the latest on that baby found abandoned in Georgia, thankfully surviving. Now families lining up to adopt her. Our exclusive with those taking care of her. But first, let's go back to Ginger.
And let's get straight to the weekend getaways, brought to you by Progressive Insurance.
Get it! Get that butterfly!
You know those butterflies aren't actually in the room.
Hey, that baker lady's on TV again!
She's not a baker. She wears that apron to sell insurance. Nobody knows why.
She's the Progressive Insurance lady. They cover pets if your owner gets into a car accident.
Covers us with what? You got me.
Ugh, she's an insurance lady.
And I suppose this baker sells insurance too?
Progressive protects your pets like you do. You can see The Secret Life of Pets 2 only in theaters.
Well, get ready for the hottest day of the year today, 93 degrees. It will feel like temperatures are close to 100 degrees. And with more humidity, more haze, it's another poor air quality day for us. We're code orange, and we could see some more of those slow-moving thunderstorms producing some flash flooding. Tomorrow, we're close to 100. On Sunday, behind the weather front, just a 20% chance that we could have a little rain shower early in the day, but less humid, the high 92, high heat through 4th of July.
We'll be right back.
New Crest Gum and Sensitivity.
And then I jump on the trampoline.
Ah,
Brain freeze.
no, it's my teeth.
Your teeth hurt?
Sensitivity. Gotta do something about it.
80% of sensitivity starts at the gum line.